States of America? I'm just wondering. I mean, when you read Barack Obama's bios from his Harvard days, when he never really edited anything while he was the editor of the Harvard Review, his bio said that he was born in Kenya. His little fake biographies that were written by William Ayers before he ran for president, his opening chapter said that he was born in Kenya. And it wasn't until he had to run for president and Hillary Clinton brought up the fact that he was not born in America that information was all changed. So the reality, Lester, is no one knows where Barack Obama was born, yourself included. No one has seen the original certificate of birth or birth certificate, yourself included. And that's all there is to that. So you could go shove that bullshit story right up your ass as well.
The birth certificate was produced in 2011. You continued to tell the story and question the president's legitimacy in 2012, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, because what was produced in 2011 was bullshit, and you know it was bullshit. It could have been made by any child with a Photoshop program. Matter of fact, I have the exact same certificate of birth that you think was Barack Obama's legitimate, and it says that I was born on the planet Krypton. Now what? The exact same thing. And you know what? When it's sent, it doesn't have the multiple layers done by an amateur like the one that you guys sent around. Oh yeah, we broke that down too. Detectives and real police, they know the deal. It's a fraud, it's a forgery, and you ran with it. But again, it's see-through. We know exactly what you needed to do. We know exactly how you played it. And, it didn't work.
But it can't be dismissed that easily.
That's right, Hillary, because we know you are solely responsible for the birther issue. So who's kidding who? Who are you trying to fool with that nonsense, you clown? You fool nobody. Why do you fool nobody here? Monday, 25 February 2008, Hillary Clinton's campaign revealed the obvious constitutional ineligibility and the spin games begin. The senior member of your staff, Bill Shaheen, had to resign the year before after raising Obama's admitted use of marijuana and cocaine. Another junior staffer of yours resigned in December after forwarding the email suggesting that Obama was a Muslim. That's one. Two, birtherism all began with you. As per the spring of 2008, when your supporters circulated an anonymous email questioning Obama's citizenship. Barack Obama's mother was living in Kenya with his Arab African father late in her pregnancy. She was not allowed to travel by plane, so Barack Obama was born there, and his mother then took him to Hawaii to register his birth. We know you are responsible, Hillary, from 2011. So who the fuck are you kidding running that bullshit? It only fools Barack Obama's 47% of morons, who you're hoping to exploit and get votes from.
He has really started his political activity based on this racist lie that our first black president was not an American citizen. There was absolutely no evidence for it.
And visited his home country in Kenya.
But he persisted.
Yes, you persisted, and the media, who covers for you now, still covered for you. They covered for you then, and they're covering for you now. And you're lying to the world through your teeth, you miserable fuck. Maybe you don't understand how the internet works, you tired old hag. We can look up everything that was done. It's called the information age. Information which you don't want people to know. You stupid shit.
Year after year, because some of his supporters, people that he was trying to bring into his fold, apparently believed it or wanted to believe it.
And visited his home country in Kenya.
And I could tell how much it bothered him and annoyed him that this was being touted and used against him.
Yeah, because we know frauds like you and frauds like Barry Obama, you hate when the truth is dragged out from as many rocks and the tons of slime you try to bury it under, and you get exposed for what you are. Fraud, motherfuckers, liars, and pieces of shit.
But I like to remember what Michelle Obama said in her amazing speech.
And visited his home country in Kenya.
Our next segment is called Securing America. We want to start with a 21st century war happening every day in this country. Our institutions are under cyber attack and our secrets are being stolen. So my question is, who's behind it and how do we fight it? Secretary Clinton, this answer goes to you.
Well, I think cybersecurity, cyber warfare will be one of the biggest challenges facing the next president because
Cybersecurity is already one of your biggest challenges. You're not a president. You're a secretary of state. You couldn't handle a single server kept illegally in your own basement. So what are you blathering about? You know nothing, all right? Miss, I can wipe my server with a cloth. You are ill-equipped to speak about anything that has any technical origin.
clearly we're facing at this point two different kinds of adversaries. There are the independent hacking groups that do it mostly for commercial reasons to try to steal information that they then can use to make money. But increasingly, we are seeing cyber attacks coming from states, organs of states. The most recent and troubling of these has been Russia.
No, actually, the most recent and troubling has been from China. You know, the science city that you secretly bombed a year ago? That's right. We know that the servers that hacked Sony and all those other companies just a few years ago were located in China, not Russia. And that we know that you are playing this Russia did with the DNC leaks, but we also suspect that it was not a foreign agent or foreign element or foreign state responsible for that action. It seems very likely that the culprit for that was American intelligence, the American intelligence agencies that you betrayed in Benghazi and that betrayed at every opportunity given. Just like the FBI, the CIA, and the NSA, these people know what your secrets are, and they know what you're hiding, and they know what you're hiding and trying to fool the American people.
There's no doubt now that Russia has used cyber attacks against all kinds of organizations in our country, and I am deeply concerned about this.
Name one.
I know
Name
Donald
one.
Putin is playing a really tough, long game here. And one of the things
That's right. The Soviets, the Russians, the communists, the World Marxist Organization, they are playing a long game. And you're playing along with them, Miss Alinskyite. That's right. They're playing a long game. And you are a useful idiot, Hillary. You're helping it happen. Thank you very much. We know what you are, fool.
What's done is to let loose cyber attackers to hack into government files, to hack into personal files, hack into the Democratic National Committee. And we recently have learned that, that this is one of their preferred methods of trying to wreak havoc and collect information.
What information were collected? And can you prove that the Russians are behind it? No? There's no intelligence that can prove the Russians are behind this? This is just you running your mouth, isn't it? But you can't prove a damn thing. The Russians were behind it. The Russians are laughing at you. The Russians couldn't care less what's in your email. They've read it years ago. They know you're a fraud. They know your boy Obama's a fraud. So please, you're fooling yourself.
We need to make it very clear, whether it's Russia, China, Iran, or anybody else.
How about Americans like Snowden?
Has much greater capacity. And we are not going to sit idly by and permit state actors to go after our information.
Why? You sit idly by and let state actors go after your citizens. No? You're a Black Lives Matter terrorist. Those are state actors. Those are your state actors. And they're going after police. And they're going after civilians. Anyone who isn't black. Yeah, that's a state actor. What's another state actor? The state actors would be your Muslim Brotherhood in Iran and Iraq. Yeah, and Turkey. Yeah, we know all about those state actors. You don't mention them, though, huh? And how they go after your citizens, the people that you expect to vote for you. Fool.
Private sector information or our public sector information. And we're going to have to make it clear that we don't want to use the kinds of tools that we have. We don't want to engage in a different kind of warfare. But
what
we
kind
will
of warfare?
defend.
What, did you just threaten physical warfare? Because your secrets were exposed to the American people? Your lies, Miss Taco Ball? Your lies, Miss Good Gays and Bad Gays? Your lies? Huh? Yeah, we read your DNC hacks, Miss Earpiece. We have Huma's email. We have your email. Oh, and the bomb is just getting ready to drop. There's only, 30 so days before your ass gets slammed into the wall? Yeah, okay. Keep talking nonsense.
The citizens of this country. And the Russians need to understand that.
The Russians.
I think they've been treating it as almost a probing How far would we go? How much would we do? And that's why I was so shocked. Well, I think there are a number of issues that we should be addressing. I have put forth a plan to defeat ISIS. It does involve going after them online. I think we need to do much more with our tech companies to prevent ISIS and their operatives from being able to use the internet to radicalize, even direct people in our country and Europe and elsewhere.
Okay, it's like this. Muslims have been radicalized for 1,400 years. They don't need the internet to be radicalized. They don't need you to block a website to be not radicalized. You want to defeat ISIS? We get down with Project Thor. One kinetic weapon attack on the Kaaba. We eliminate a cancer from humankind once and for all. Punto final. It is over. That's all. 10 years from now, there's no one saying anything about Allah Akbar. Nothing. There's no more ISIS. There's no more Al-Qaeda. There's no more nothing.
Partners to be able to actually take out ISIS in Raqqa and their claim of being a caliphate.
Well, didn't we have a presence in Iraq? And what happened? Oh, I know. Your boy Barry, while you were Secretary of State, pulled them out. Pulled the United States out. And we let ISIS take control of the region. Right? To encourage our allies to work harder. And then what did you do? You abandoned them. Right, those Kurds. We know exactly what you did. You fool.
Making progress, our military is assisting in Iraq, and we're hoping that within the year we'll be able to push ISIS out of Iraq and then, really squeeze them in Syria. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that they've had foreign fighters coming to volunteer for them, foreign money, foreign weapons. So we have to...
So how is it different than Chechnya? How is it different than Bosnia? How is it different than Afghanistan in the 1970s and the 1980s? What are you saying that is new? How is it different than what occurred in Iraq? We know that foreign money and foreign weapons and foreign fighters came into all of these fights. Whenever the jihadi is fighting, all of those same things are true. So as Secretary of State, all you're pretty much saying is water is wet and Muslim terrorists are Muslim terrorists and they fight the way Muslim terrorists do. So who are you speaking to? Clowns? I know, the 47%, the 33 million fools who will vote for you because they're fools. They're voting for their welfare check and your lies.
Make this the top priority, and I would also do everything possible to take out their leadership. I was involved in a number of efforts to take out Al-Qaeda leadership when I was Secretary of State, including, of course...
And you failed, just like your husband failed. But go on, continue.
Taking out bin Laden, and I think we need to go at...
But we never saw bin Laden taken out, did we? We saw bullshit. We saw a side profile view, and we heard about a burial at sea. Does anyone believe it? Absolutely not. Continue your lies.
After Baghdadi as well. Make that one of our organizing principles, because we've got to defeat ISIS, and we've got to do everything we can to disrupt their propaganda efforts online.
You mentioned ISIS, and we think of ISIS certainly as over there, but there are American citizens who have been inspired to commit acts of terror on American soil. The latest incident, of course, the bombings we just saw in New York and New Jersey, the knife attack at a mall in Minnesota, and the last year, deadly attacks in San Bernardino and Orlando. I'll ask this to both of you. Tell us specifically how you would prevent homegrown attacks by American citizens.
Well, actually, it's not American citizens. They're Muslim refugees who have come here. They're Muslim converts, or they're just simply Muslim terrorists who had no intention on assimilating with this society ever. Therefore, they are not truly American citizens. Not at all. Not by definition, not by intention. So, how do you deal with it? We lock them up and we kill them. And then we shut down the mosques that they attended, and we lock up all their family members, and we deport them to their countries of origin. It's very simple. It's what we would have done with the Japanese. It's what we would have done with the Germans. It's what we would have done with the Italians. It's what we do with white criminals. We're going to try and treat non-white, non-Christian criminals the same way we do them. Is that satisfactory? Good, because that's how it's going down.
But this is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs. And someone...
And I'm wondering, Hillary, seriously, pigs, slobs, and dogs, you think that's going to affect the way that the Saudis see women? Do you think that's going to affect the way